Hello everybody and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm down at my allotment and I've got a few little bits and pieces to do today before I go. My first task was to lay weed matting membrane on top of this cardboard, because I've got a layer of cardboard down already, and I've put another one down, and I'm going to put another layer of cardboard underneath that, and I'm going to be putting my pots on here. The reason why I have to do this is to make use of this bed. I don't know what the person before me put down there, but my fork or my spade won't go down, and there's only about this much compost on top to dig over. So if I plant anything on there, sorry about the aeroplane noise, if I plant anything on there, their roots ain't gonna have no anchorage, so I have to do it this way, and then put my containers on top of here. They should be all right. So I've got some things in containers what I need to go out. So with me putting them in this bed, then they should be all right. Once the cardboard is soaked in, I'm going to be putting another weed membrane on top of this as well, but the shop's closed at the moment, so I can't get that, so I just have to just get on with what I'm doing at the moment. I don't need to worry about cardboard, I'll get a lot of that. So that's what I'm doing for now. So gonna do this, I'll be back with you in a minute. Right everybody, so I've got to where I want it, and I've got all the cardboard on. I wish their shop was open now, I could have got that membrane to put on top of it. Then it would have just been out of the way one time, but that's how it works sometimes. So what I'm going to start doing now, I'm going to have a look in my polytunnel, see what's going on in there. As you can see, my polytunnel, my things are coming along nicely. There's some things what I need to repot on that, so that's what I'm going to be doing this morning, and tackling some of that grass what keeps coming through, and just a general tidy up. This one in there is a pumpkin what potted the other day, so I don't know, it seems pretty dry, so I'm going to put this one out on, going to be the one what's going on top of in one of the corners for now. Then I'm going to be putting some other things up there, so be back with you in a minute. Right everybody, so I'm round where we get some compost from. This is compost with grit and sand in it, and you can see that everybody's been using it now, so it's harder to dig out now because everybody's digging it under, because they won't take the top off. They don't want to seem to be doing anything at this allotment. If you can look around, you can see they don't want to chop this grass or that down, all built up with grass and trees and all sorts of things what they should have taken down, but they don't want to seem like they're just sitting on their laurels here and just done the path, but why they never just come round and just do everything, just get it over and done with. I think they say it's the council, so that's why it's not done. It's not down. I can't blame the people that run the allotment, because they say it's the council, but I need some of this to put in some pots. I'll need to mix this with something to put in some of my couple of my pots. As you can see, it's nice free flowing stuff, just mostly sand and a bit of compost and grit, but it's hard work getting it out, especially where you've got a bad back. Right, so I'm going to do this, and when I go back round I'll be back with you in a minute. Right everyone, so I've got that gritty sand come round. Didn't get the amount what I wanted, but that'll do me for now. I'm going to put some of my compost on there. You can see it's nice and how much grit is in there. Once I've done this, I'll be back with you in a minute. Right everybody, so I've got the plant what I wanted to plant. These are 2 of my pumpkins. I don't know what one they are. I've still got quite a few, so I'm going to put, I've got these this size pot. I don't know what size this is, so I'm going to put just one in here and then put it up the top there and see how it does. So just going to put a bit of bloodfish and bone in them, but I'm going to be topping these up with manure, so I don't want to put too much in there, and some chicken manure pellets. Right, then I'm going to just put this down and just fill it in, and I'm going to do the same to the other one. Just put that in, fill that in, and I'm going to take this round to, if I can, round to my manure pile, and just top it up with some of this manure what's wet. I'm going to be digging out this pile in a minute because I need to do something with it. So I'm just putting some of this manure around on the top to dress it. So I'm just putting a nice layer because I don't want to come back to it again and have to dress it again. I had to replant some of my pumpkins because I lost quite a lot, and those ones at the top ain't looking all that healthy neither. So this now I'm going to put next to this one. So I'm going to be putting all pots up on here. So these are pumpkins as well, and you see I've done the same with that. And this one as well, going to do the same thing. I've ordered some more pots for different things what I'm going to be putting up there, so just waiting for those to turn up. 30 litre buckets, potato buckets, what I'm going to be putting some plants up there top there and just letting in containers. This is, I mean, I usually plant containers at home, but like what I'm doing at the allotment now is becoming a lot more like my container gardening at home. But it's all good anyway, so you know, it's just what you do with the space what you've got. Then what I'm going to do later on now, so that's a good layer of manure on the top. You can see the roots of something down there what I don't like the look of, so I'm trying not to get any in here. So that's another one of my pumpkins what's going up there as well. So like these ones now, I've got all this area, I'm just going to keep it trimmed down. If they run and go over the sides or wherever, I'll just leave them. I don't know what I'm going to do with this side yet, but I'm going to be piling up some bags of manure for later use and to rot down, and then I'll take some home and everything. So that's this one. So that's those. So this is going to be most probably covered in pots and that. Right, so I've done that one, and what I've done, I've got another 56 litre bag. I've put some of my compost in there already, Going to be putting some of this in there. As you can see, it's nice and sandy. I'm going to be putting some of my koi in there. I've always got this on the allotment as soon as it goes down, and then I top it back up. Like I say, you get this from the pound shop, the blocks. I went to a home base yesterday, and the same blocks what you buy in the pound shop for £1 in home base, believe it or not, they're £7 for the same size block. So when I go to the pound shop, if I see 10, I buy 10. If I see 15, I buy 15. Just to have them. They're a nice addition to your soil. Like plants what love a bit of moisture in them. You can always dig that in, and you know it keep everything nice and moist. Should be using my fork for this because my back is not feeling 100 this morning. I'm really glad for that person what reached out to me and gave me the fork and the shovel to this. It makes my life a lot easier, believe it or not. I know these are expensive, but I really appreciate it. Right, so that's mixed in there. So I'm going to put the rest of this in, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Right everyone, so I've had these in my polytunnel. I put some seeds in the propagator, and that's all what came out. I don't know what's wrong with them. So these are some melons, but I don't know what is what. So what I'm going to do, I want to take out, I want to put, I don't know how many to put in here. I might put two in here, and because I've got some watermelons, and I've got, I think it's the cantaloupe as well. And these was different sugar babies and all different mixed melons, honeydew and all that. So I'm not sure what they are. So I want to transfer a couple of these what's growing over. You can see their roots are wet. Those still wet. These propagators absolutely useless if you ask me, in my opinion. So I've got two there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put two in here, one on each side. Then put this in the polytunnel. These ain't for outside. This is for inside. It's got a handle on it which makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to be putting a layer of manure on top of here as well. They seem to like the manure. This manure is nicely rotted down, so makes it life a lot easier to work with. All this tree root and that what's growing on here. I'm going to be coming back in here in a minute because I've got to get some of this out as well. So this is going to be its final pot and everything, so I don't have to worry because I got it right up to the fence what's rotten down. So just making use of it, trying to get these worms out so that they're not in. So that's 2 melons in there, so I'll just leave that there first till when I'm ready to water that in. These ones, I've got the pots coming for them, but I could put them in one of those pots, but I prefer to just put them in a pot one time, and out of the way then. So got a few in there, so I'm just gonna leave those and let them do their thing. That Edo, I want to get a big pot for this Edo. You can see it's coming on leaps and bounds, sending off leaves and sprouts everywhere. But I think the pot, I know the pot is miles too small for it. But I want to get like a big pot like this for it, so that or one of these 56 litre ones, so that the roots can go right down. So you can see everything coming along nice. This one now I've got in here, I can see these are drying up now. These are my yacons. I think there's too many. I don't know a lot about them, but I can see that they're drying up. Although I water them every time I come down there, but I think they need to go out. And I've got some pot ones, so that's what I'm going to be putting in this one. I don't know nothing about these, how they grow. I can see there's no root system coming through, but they're a root plant. Just going to tear these off. And this I'm going to be putting up the top, up the other side as well. I'm just tearing this off just to see if there's any root system or anything in them. As you can see, I know they've formed the bulbs under the ground, so I don't know nothing much about them, but they're all done for your benefit. Got the blood, fish and bone. How big these get or whatever, I don't know, because I've got those in the buckets and they're drying up in there. I don't know if in the greenhouse it's too hot in there, or they're getting what you call that thing, leaf bound, not leaf bound, pot bound in there. So I'm going to be putting that pot out every time you come. You have to keep second guessing yourself. I think I might dig out one of these big ones out of here and get one out of here. Can see it's not doing anything. Can't see no roots or anything coming through, so it's most probably wanted to come out for ages. So I'm going to put that one in there, and then I'm going to put this one here. And then I'm going to top dress that with some manure as well, because it's got the coir in there already. So I'm just putting a layer of manure on top of this as well. So you might say, why am I putting manure on top of everything? Just to keep the top moist when I'm not here to water. At least it's got some sort of feed to it. Oh, I can see this. Look at this. You can never get away from runners. So this one as well is going up the same place as the other ones. The okra yam. Just got enough to plant that one. So what I'm going to do with this rest of manure, I'm going up the top now, so I'll be back with you in a minute. Right everyone, so I've got my plants at the top, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to be putting a bit of manure around the roots just to see if that will help. These are my courgettes, what I'm doing now. Maybe I should have done this from day one, but that's how it goes sometimes. Putting some manure around the roots. Sorry for the aeroplane noise again. I have to keep saying that in every video. I think I'll say that now, don't I? This isn't fresh manure, this is well rotted manure. Putting that around around the roots. So that I'm going to do this and then I'll be back with you in a minute. Right everybody, so I've got my manure around the tops, and I've put in a few replacement ones, so I've still got some spares just in case. So that's one of the jobs what I had to do while I'm out here. So the other thing I've got to do now, I've top dressed my yacons as well. Might have to put a little bit more around those as well. As you can see, they're really coming on nicely now. They seem to like that spot, so I'll leave them there. Right, so I'm going up now to my other plants. I think when I go in, all I'm going to be doing today is sleeping. Right, I've got my tomatoes and I've got my poles already in, and I need to tie some of these to the poles so that they can start. I might top dress these as well actually, because this dirt here is really dry, so I'm just going to cut off a few pieces. Right everyone, so I've got my cucumbers and I'm going to give these a top dressing as well of manure. You know, cucumbers are hungry plants, as well as all like the squashes are always hungry, so just going to top dress those. I think what I'm going to do, everyone, I'm just going to give these a quick water before someone comes to use the hose, and then I'm here longer, so I'm going to just give everything a water in and then I'll be back with you in a minute. If you like what you're seeing, please remember to like, share and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell another friend. If you want to leave comments in the comment section. I will try and get back to you on most of them that I can. It might take a few days for me to answer because I'm coming off of other platforms slowly, so that I can just concentrate on answering questions on the YouTube platform. So just bear with me and we'll get there. So I'm just gonna give everything a water in just in case someone comes to use the hose, and then I'm here longer than I want to be. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Right everybody, so I've given everything a good water in, and I'm just gonna put a little dressing around the top of my tomatoes, which is just some manure. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and that's what I've done for today. I've done quite a lot, spent a few hours down here, and everything seems to be coming along. The next time I come, I'll show you the progress of what's going on down here. So you take care and see you all on the next one. Thanks for watching.